Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is 40B Nasty here. I'm here to show you a little project I've been doing with Tigger pods and Tisbe pods. On the left is my new Tisbe pod colony trying to grow. And on the right is my old Tigger pod colony, which has been going great for about the last 3-4 weeks. What I have here set up is two tanks, both 5.5 gallons. I have a Solar Max T5 HO on top with a Core Plus and Blue Plus. That's going to help grow the Chaeto inside, which is going to help keep the ammonia down in there when I go to feed the tank. What I've been feeding the tank has actually been spirulina powder. I use like a little pinch with that with either one of the tank waters. I mix it around really good for a little bit with a fork and get it nice and fine and green, and then I just splash it in there with the turkey baster when I suck it out of the little glass holder that I have it in, and that's been working to feed my pods. Now, the thing is, I'm starting a new Tisbe pod colony because I decided to go cheap with my old one, and I decided to use kosher salt. Bad mistake. Crashed my whole colony. Won't do that again. Please don't do that. That's what I'm pretty much making this video for. So, I used my reef crystals that I normally use for my tank, which is the best idea to do. It's not that they need the nutrition, it's just I believe the salt is a lot finer, and it's a lot easier for them to breathe. But either way, I crashed it, so I have to start all over again after doing 3 weeks on the Tisbe pods, and I had a nice colony going. Well, I would show you that side of the tank, but there's not much going on because what it is the Tisbe pods from Algagen, they take about 9 to 10 days before they start to actually show up in your tank because they're so dormant from being cold in the fridges where they're stored in the local fish stores. So here on to the semi-exciting part, and that is a Tigger pod collection. And I'll show you that these guys are everywhere. You know, people will disagree with me that the spirulina does nothing, but I hear these things starve out pretty fast, and I'm not feeding them anything else besides the spirulina powder. So, as you can see, they're everywhere, which is great. I might even start filling up this tank a little bit more to give them some more room to breathe. So I got a big colony, and these are going to feed my mandarin. Now, the reason why I'm doing these is because these are a more nutritional crustacean for picky eaters like mandarins, wrasse, anthias, pipefish, seahorses, that kind of thing. The Tigger pods, I'll tell you, they're from Reef Nutrition. I believe that's the company. Algagen, or the Tisbe pod ones, I'm sure Algagen, they have Tigger pods as well, but the Tigger pods are the ones that will not be great in a home aquarium. They say it's hard for them to survive in it. I've seen so many mixed reviews, so I'm not going to even comment about it. The Tisbe pods, though, I do hear is great and easy to cultivate or propagate, colonize in your tank. And I'm going to say do that before you even start putting fish in there, your crustaceans, your invertebrates. They're awesome for your tank. And actually, I do believe corals may eat these things too as they crawl along. So they are a great cleanup crew for your tank as well. So get on those before you even start doing anything. Do the smart thing. Get these things in there and get them up and running. You know, give them some time. Give your tank some time to grow. I would actually say get your cycle done first and then add those and then wait a little bit, because it's the small things that really count, the things you can't see, because these guys are going to crawl in your inside your live rock, and they're going to sit there and chow on everything. I guess that's what they look like. So if you're ever wondering, that's what the Tigger pods look like. So I was here to basically warn you about not using kosher salt. Use real salt. I'll show you the airline setup that I have going on in the back. You can see one going in off of each one. That goes into the back. I'll actually stop it right here, and I'll show you how much of an air flow you want in your tank. It's very low, just a quick drip. So here we go. We follow this line down to the split right here, and that one line runs down into this top fin 5-gallon air pump, which I also have another line running off, and that goes up into my Baby Brine Shrimp hatchery. Now this hatchery I've had running for a little bit now, and I love it. See that air line runs up, it feeds all 4 lines, and it feeds all 4 of those hatcheries. I just take the line and I stuff it down to the bottom, and I get such clean hatches every day, and I'll show you why. And the reason why is, see this water line right here? Well, I have them submerged, and there's a heater in the back, and I run this tank at 80 degrees. And they say between 80 and 82 degrees is actually the best temperature for these guys to hatch at. So every day I go in, I grab a turkey baster, I stuff it in there, and I'll tell you what, I get the cleanest hatch. And all I do is I take that turkey baster, walk right over to my Baby Brine Shrimp feeding station inside my tank, and I stuff it down that tube, and those things are floating around in my tank. The mandarin's happy, he chows them on all day long. My grandma line dartfish is chowing on them all day long as well as they pass by, and it's great to see something working very well. If you have any likes, comments, dislikes, can't be perfect all the time. I hope you enjoyed the video. You know, get these guys going in your tank. I just wish I wasn't on the back end of the deal, trying to go uphill with it, you know. But this is the best advice I can give you. Take care. This is 40B Nasty out.